Hi everyone, I have got a commission and that is for a 40th wedding anniversary, which is the ruby. We decided to look up what the flower was, if there is such a thing as a flower for a wedding anniversary, and for 40 years we found on some website somewhere that it is the sword lily, which is the Gladioli. So I'm going to do some gladioli, being the plural. This is a small vase, believe it or not. I know it looks like it could hold a candle, but I think it's a little bit small for a candle. It's actually almost like a specimen vase for a single little rose or something like that. It is optical crystal, and I have already sandblasted some details on the front. Now if I put a bit of white paper behind, you will see I've done a very rough sketch of two gladioli, and they're on the opposite side actually. So by the time I'm finished, we will have a nice 3D effect on this fairly thick optical crystal. Optical crystal is very, very clear, but it is not my favorite crystal. I find it a little hard compared to a beautiful full lead crystal, you know, something hand blown. But it is really bright, and that's what's really nice about it. It's totally clear and very bright. So without further ado, let's get on with it. Okie dokie, this is a little greenstone, and as per normal I am whipping over the outlines of my gladioli. Okay, now that we have completed that, we can remove the white paper so that we can see very clearly what is going on. Excuse the plaster. Well, it's actually just tape covering a rather troublesome nail, because I smashed it in a door a while ago and I've lost the nail, but a new one is growing underneath and taking rather a long time. So it's not a very pretty sight. It's got the remainder of the old nail on top. Okay, I have got a diamond burr in the drill and water dripping. These little buds of the gladioli are so simple. They are so simple. But what you need to do is remember that the front parts of the buds, which will overlap what you see behind, they need to be deeper than what is behind. It's as simple as that. Here you can see my usual little trick with some white tack. That just shows you basically how deep I'm going with these little buds. I have made a video of the setup of the water drip feed system. So do search for that if you want to know how to set it up. The shapes of these features of the plant, the flowers, the buds, are really very, very simple. As you can see, I'm just flicking inwards. The petals of the larger flower in the front are springing out towards us. And so I'm making them nice and deep, with their little undulations shown very, very clearly with this burr. Going over to the other side and repeating the same sort of idea. Of course, I have designed this so that it is not absolutely identical, but so when you look at it, it appears to be round about the same amount of engraving without being completely symmetrical. As usual, just a simple, clean kitchen cloth. Just adding a few more. In my usual fashion, as you go along, you sort of see spaces and you think, oh, definitely add a little bit more. You could see there I was just tightening the mandrel of this rubber burr. By wafting it over the top, it polishes out quite efficiently, as you can see. Back to the little green stone that we initially did the outlines with, and I'm just filling in the effect of a bit of background, a bit of stem. This is a fairly hard rubber, sort of whether you get it in a black or a grey, sometimes a blue. It depends where you buy them from, but most of them are quite efficient. Back to the greenstone and keeping a nice flowing stroke on these leaves, and very lightly. I'm not going deep. The drill is running slowly, and there are sort of streaky effects in the leaves, so I'm just keeping them shallow and streaky looking. I was going to put that leaf on top, but then I decided, no, I will put the left-hand leaf over the top. Now you'll see I'm going over the outer edges of the petals, but that doesn't matter because I will be going back and neatening and bringing again to the foreground the outlines of the petals. But it's more efficient to keep that flow of the leaf going. This is such a great tone. It's not as dark as a Dura white, but is not as bright as a diamond, for example. So it's a nice tone of engraving to use for leaves. Certainly as a base color. Here I have a little Dura white, and in a simple stroke I'm creating a slightly more noticeable linear effect in the leaf. Again, going straight over the edge of those petals to keep the line flowing. Here I have a soft rubber, and as you can see, it's a brand new one because I've just made a video, and in fact, it hasn't been edited yet, but I've made a video on mandrels. And so this is a brand new soft grey rubber running at very slow speed. Reason being, of course, especially being a brand new one, it is very long. So you've got to be very careful. As you can see, I've gone again over the edges of the petals, but don't worry about it. Just some random shading, roughly where you would imagine it would be. This is what is called a little darling. It's a teeny tiny diamond wheel that is fixed. Here I am adding, quite deeply in fact, the reproductive bits of the flower. Slightly made up, but that's okay. It's called artistic license. This is a great little burr. I do prefer to use it definitely with water because it is going to cut really deep. And especially in this case, I wanted to stand out from the other side of the glass because we will be viewing these flowers from the front of the glass. What really helps and what I love about glass engraving is the contrast, and that is why it was so important to make sure that the inside of the flowers were really nice and dark. So now I've got a diamond again, and I'm just enhancing where the top of the front petals sort of bend over towards us. Signature and the date. I have used the side. If you look at the vase from the front, and I've gone to the right hand side, kept it forward so that it is not easily visible when you're looking from the front. With these sort of shapes with optical crystal, quite often you end up with reflections all over the place, and I don't really want to be able to see it that easily. Just remember to touch up those petals that I engraved over with the leafy effects, the stones and the rubber, and just needed to brighten them up again. Well, there you go, guys. I hope you enjoyed that. Another simple demonstration of a floral engraving. See you next time. Bye for now.